But long story short, I think she's back where she needs to be, and maybe this is a positive for Allie, since they obviously don't know what to do with her, because AEW's been around for slightly over a year, and she's been like in 5 different gimmicks now, so that's a lot, especially since
they throw her around without any kind of explanation as to why, and that's, I think, the worst part. Don't.
And she wasn't in from the beginning, so it's not even like she's been there a full year, you know?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. I hope this works, especially with her husband. Just let her be with the Blade. Just let her be with Pepper Parks. Just let her do her thing. Those two are both super talented. They obviously have chemistry together. They're fucking married. Don't pull a WWE and be like they have to be separated. Just let them be together.
Yes. Benjamin Carter, a.k.a. the Prodigy of Pro Wrestling, has reportedly signed with the WWE. According to Dave Meltzer, Carter's decision to sign with the WWE has a lot to do with the ongoing pandemic, since independent wrestlers are no longer able to travel the world and perform on multiple shows. Meltzer also noted he is unaware if AEW made an offer to Carter, who wrestled several matches on AEW Dark and made one televised appearance during last month's 1-hour edition of AEW Late Night Dynamite. Carter is expected to debut in NXT UK, hailing from the small UK island called Jersey. Located in the Channel Islands near France, the Prodigy trained at the Black and the Brave Wrestling Academy, where he was mentored by Seth Rollins. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about Benjamin Carter. I don't think I've seen anything of his. If I have, I didn't
Isn't that
know
funny?
or remember.
I don't know anything about him either, but he calls himself the Prodigy of
I know, right? But I would like to see his stuff, especially seeing that he was trained in Black and Brave. You know, that's kind of cool. That's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from where Paystee and I live. You know,
right.
It's
just across
Spring
the
Drive. Exactly. And by pond, we mean cornfields. But yeah, it's cool, and this is good for him, like they said. And
so it's Tyler Black, and who's the Brave?
I'd have to look it up. He's a pro wrestler, but nowhere near as big as Seth Green, or not Seth. I said Seth Green. Seth Rollins. To be fair, he's nowhere big as Seth Green either. Let's just throw that out there.
Who's smaller than Seth Green? Swoggle?
Swoggle, there's other folk. Moving on, Tino Sabatelli, Paystee, is once again signed to a WWE contract. They're hitting the redo button. According to a report from PW Insider, the 37-year-old from Orlando re-signed with the company last week. Old Sabby made his in-ring debut for NXT at a live event on April 4th, 2015, competing unsuccessfully in a battle royal. It was announced that he was released from his contract during WWE's massive bloodletting in April of this year.
So he can be released again next year when it all happens again.
You're damn right. Well, it's good to see that some of the minor people are also being let back in. So, I mean, things are happening. I don't know what things, and I don't know how they're happening, and I don't know for how long.
After Ryback called Stephanie out.
Hey, feed me more. Right, Paystee, you didn't say his full name. It's Ryback, feed me more Ryback.
Yes.
Let's say the whole thing. It's legal. It's a legal documentation.
Another victim of WWE's COVID-related reduction was Ace Steel, who has been rehired in a coaching role at the Performance Center as well. Steel, who used to wrestle for both Ring of Honor and Impact and trained CM Punk, was signed to WWE as a coach in November 2019. He was furloughed in April as well. CM Punk to WWE confirmed.
Of course.
His trainer's there, right? That's the person he's got the most respect for.
Well, that and Tino Sabatelli. Those two guys he loves.
Yes.
Yeah. MLW Paystee signed 31-year-old kickboxer and Sanshao fighter, the Situ Asian Boku Dao, making him the first Vietnamese-American pro wrestler signed to a major wrestling promotion ever. Fucking the dog loves it even.
Yes.
The dog has a little...
He's so over here already.
No, I'm telling you. It's worth noting that Dao is only 5 foot 0 inches and weighs 151 pounds, Paystee. So he may also be one of the smallest non-little person wrestlers ever.
I am excited that we need to get a match between him and, God damn it, Marco Stunt. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Could you see Marco Stunt against a fucking kickboxer? Oh my god, he'd die. People would be picking his job from the balcony, taking it home as a souvenir. You know, I just... All I know, and I don't know anything about Buku Dao, anything about him at all. I just hope that every time he comes to the ring announcer announces him as the Situ Asian, because that is the coolest Asian
Seriously,
name
if you
ever.
stick with that, if you run with that, that's probably my favorite name in pro wrestling.
Oh, it's going to go a long way, man. He's the situation, but he's the Situ Asian. And you got to do a little head bob in between. Folks at home can't see that I'm doing that. I say situ, and then I kind of nod my head about 3 times before I say Asian. Because I'm trying to get it out. It's stuck back there. The Asian
It reminds me of the
there.
planetarium.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That might be where I got it from subconsciously. I bet the planetarium. Yeah. I'll bet you that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I like it. I dig it. I'm looking forward to seeing him in MLW when they redo everything, which should be starting pretty daggum soon, Paystee. Their relaunch.
That's exciting. This next news story has had me confused all day long, Fat Mack.
I'm glad.
Charlotte Flair has signed with the Vayner Sports Agency. Vayner Sports is the agency owned by entrepreneur and internet personality Gary Vaynerchuk and his brother AJ. The agency launched in 2016 under the successful Vayner Media umbrella. Vayner Sports worked exclusively in football from 2016 to 2020, but this year saw the agencies expand as they began representing baseball players, esports stars, and combat sports athletes. But Flair looks to be their first professional wrestler. Why do you need an agent when you're signed to WWE and you're never going to go anywhere else?
I'm assuming for outside projects.
Doesn't WWE say you can't have an agent because we want to have the leverage when we're negotiating your contracts?
No, many wrestlers have agents.
Oh, then why don't many wrestlers have
Haven't you ever
insurance?
heard of Barry Bloom? Barry Bloom's
they're-
like the most famous agent of pro wrestlers ever.
Agent, they must not do very good if the companies still aren't taking care of their wrestlers.
The ones that Barry Bloom, the ones that Barry Bloom works with, definitely get taken care of. Trust me. That's your Hulk Hogan's, your Bill Goldbergs, all that. Yeah, you get an agent less for pro wrestling. Although a lot of pro wrestlers now do have agents too, which, you know, it was stupid until AEW came about because WWE was going to pay you whatever they're going to pay you. And so if you want to hire an agent to come into a meeting with you and take 10% of what they were going to pay you with or without them, that's fine. But now that AEW's around, it actually, you know, they got leverage and you can actually play some games. But I would say it's for outside projects. I don't think it's for wrestling at all.
It's weird. Am I the only person who, when they see Vayner Sports, imagines the logo to look like a fucking forearm making a fist and it's very veiny?
I literally thought the same thing. Thank you.
Very phallic.
I
very
saw a
veiny.
big throbbing vein on a big phallic post, yes. You're not the only one who thought that. I'm glad. I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you said it because I literally thought that. And folks, we did not discuss this story at all before we went on the air. But literally, yes. That's what I thought of. And speaking of phallic-looking throbbing members, it's official, Paystee. Serpentico has officially signed a contract with AEW All Elite Wrestling.
Yes!
Now, he actually made his debut way back when, on March 18th, and he has actually been a regular on AEW Dark and has had sporadic appearances on Dynamite. In September, he made his pay-per-view debut, well, kind of, when he faced the bad boy Joey Janela at the All Out Buy-In show. I'm surprised it's taken this long to actually sign Serpentico, but I guess with all the uncertainty going on nowadays, it makes sense. But I'm glad they got him. They've been using him a lot. He's a super indie talent. He's got so much potential. He's a good fit. I like Serpentico. And I could only see him joining with Luchasaurus and feuding with Jungle Boy.
That would be awesome.
I think it would be great.
Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion Deonna Purrazzo has officially signed a long-term contract with the company. This signing was revealed Thursday by Josh Matthews during the Impact press call to promote Bound for Glory. Purrazzo returned to Impact this past June after being released from WWE in April due to the COVID-19 cuts. She captured the Knockouts title not long after by defeating Jordynne Grace at Slammiversary. Purrazzo will defend her title against Kylie Ray at Bound for Glory, which we will discuss in a moment. Also, Impact Plus is free this week, so you have no excuse not to watch Bound for Glory this weekend.
That's what I'm saying.
You can watch everything, too, so I would just, go to your local dealer, buy a hefty bag of meth, and sit down and digest it all in the next week.
Oh, go back to the old, go to 2005 through 2008 and just gorge yourself. It's amazing.
Oh, you got to watch the dark stuff.
And then also hit up, also hit up the Hogan era, because as much shit as people give it, some of the best stuff happened during the Hogan era.
Mm.
I don't think people realize that. But speaking of Impact Wrestling has granted Dega's a release request Tuesday. Tessa Blanchard's husband made his debut with the company on the February 1st, 2019 episode of Impact Wrestling. Damn smarch weather. His debut match featured him tagging with Santana and Ortiz in a losing effort to the Lucha Bros and Rey Horus. Dega was also featured in a Team Lucha Underground versus Team Impact match at United We Stand that same year. During his run in Lucha Underground, he was seen as part of Cobra Moon's Reptile Tribe, and that may be known to some of you as the group that spawned the career of Luchasaurus.
Nice. I can only assume with her picture being in WWE Battlegrounds that they're going to be WWE bound sooner rather than later. Because I haven't heard no more about that story since it first happened.
Right? Yeah, you never know. Dega's an amazing talent, but he's going to be give or take anywhere he goes. He's an amazing talent anywhere he goes. I don't know that he'll be a main eventer anywhere he goes. Tessa Blanchard, though, anybody's dumb not to pick her up.
Yeah.
Whatever maybe soot she has on her, I mean, we don't know. Nothing's came up as factual. There's been nothing put out that, oh, here's proof that she did this, or this. And let's just call a spade a spade. She's an amazing talent. And if there's people out there who still fucking love Chris Benoit after what he did, we can still appreciate Tessa Blanchard for her in-ring work, even though she has some allegations made against her that are unproven.
And Joey Ryan.
Same. We love Joey Ryan. He's got problems. But we like him.
Well, we have all got problems, Fat Mack. It's 2020, and we are in the midst of COVID-19, or rounding the corner if you're the president.
Oh, we're just rounding the corner. It's not a big deal. We just got to wait it out, Paystee.
You got to see Trevor Noah's thing that they released today. It's every time he said rounding the corner like 80 times since COVID came to America. It's a big fucking corner. It's like NASCAR.
My favorite thing is from the debate last night. It's not my fault it's here. It's China's